What's up, everybody? Yeah, this is the show I wanted to do yesterday. Got tied up. Welcome back. Apologize for being late, but your boy, shit. Some people out there remember I used to do some process serving, so I had to do a proof of service on something. A little side hustle thing. Subscribe and remember this screen. I am not allied with the NFL in no way possible. So I just wanted to put this on. It's a little hot out here in LA. Trump tariffs. Trump tariffs. I do have some good news. Like I said, man, Trump tariffs is scoring out there. See, the scorecard, that's what we got to look at. What's the scorecard? Forget about what the flawed news media may say. I am not looking at my 401k. I'm glancing in and out, but it don't have nothing to do with no tariffs. It has something to do with I'm coming up on 19 years on my job. Until then, let me give you the first receipt that I have, just to give you an inkling idea, like, man, this thing is jumping off. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get this show on the road. So right here, we're going to get back to these top stories. But in the meanwhile, we finna check out. We're going to get back to the stock market crash. But what I'm going to try to get to you first is this.
Sometimes you have to take medicine to fix.
See it? Let's listen to and fair use to the Cotier family and to the screen. But sometimes you gotta take some medicine.
Fix something, and we have such a horrible. We have been treated so badly by other countries because we had stupid leadership that allowed this to happen. Now we have.
Did y'all hear that? We have been treated so badly. Y'all saw that on my previous screens on how we're paying out so much money, sending out so much products, and getting no receipts coming back. Getting no receipts coming back. That fair exchange, no robbery.
Hundreds of billions of dollars is pouring into our country on a monthly basis. It's pouring. It's already started because I put tariffs on. And eventually it's going to straighten out and our country will be solid and strong again.
The next day.
We stand ready to negotiate with the United States. Indeed, we have offered 0 for 0 tariffs for industrial goods, as we have successfully done with many other trading partners, because Europe is always ready for a good deal, so we keep it on the table.
That's Europe. Industrial goods. What's industrial good? Lysol, things, chemicals, industrial lighting goods. This
we are also prepared to respond through countermeasures and defend our interests.
We are covering market activity in Asia and in Europe at this hour. Melissa Bell is watching the action from Paris. And our Christy Lou Stout, she's been following Asian trading from Hong Kong. Let's begin there, Christy.
From Hong Kong.
Polo markets here in the Asia Pacific region ended this day deep in the red as investors across the region continue to reject U.S. President Donald Trump's sweeping tariff policy. Let's take a look at how the Asian trading day ended. And you can see there red across.
Do y'all hear red across what?
The board. Deep losses here in Hong Kong with the Hang Seng losing
they need
over
America.
13% this day. Also losses in Japan. The Nikkei losing close to.
Now, I want y'all to read this. See, we got the SP 500 top businesses on the stock market exchange that people use to, to counterbalance their retirement plan and stuff. See, everything in red. double digits, whole lot of number. But that 200 right there, where it say SPASX, that's the 200 top businesses in Hong Kong. Let's look at some more.
To 8%, Seoul Kospi, the S&P ASX in Australia, as well as losses in Shanghai as well. All this on the back of what was announced last week by U.S. President Donald Trump when he made that announcement saying that there will be at least 10% tariffs on all U.S. imports, effectively upending global trade norms. And ever since that moment, leaders across the Asia-Pacific region have been scrambling to formulate a response. Earlier today, we heard from the Japanese Prime Minister, who said that.
So she's going to do a response of what the Japanese Prime Minister say. Let's see, will she show us him saying it, or is she going to have to say it for him? Because if she has to say it for him, your boy is finna go to another click. As I said, this is the yesterday stock market. So let's see what she's finna talk about right here, okay?
That his government does want to talk and continue to talk with the Trump administration to find out ways to lower the tariffs being applied against his country. The South Korean acting president also advocating for talks, but China advocating a very different, more robust approach. China late on Friday announcing that 34% retaliatory tariff that is going to kick into gear later this week on April the 10th. And China also over the weekend through state-run media strike.
See what I'm saying? He already gave them a deal out the gate. Now, earlier today, I saw that, things are getting creepy. Now it's like they're upset because now I bet you they wish they would have took the first deal that was out the gate.
Striking a very defiant tone and a number of online commentaries, including a commentary that was later published in today's front cover of the People's Daily, in which it said, look, the tariffs from Donald Trump, they're going to hurt. But as it said, the quote, sky won't fall. In addition to that, saying this, as a responsible global power, we should turn pressure into motivation and see the U.S. impact as a strategic opportunity. The People's Daily also added that China has not closed the door on potential talks with Donald Trump. Back to you.
So let's just leave it there. The part that I'm explaining to y'all of where we scored, you saw what happened to their stock market and the other stock market. But everybody was complaining about ours is dropping. A lot of people is making a whole lot of money even on the fall. But over there, they can make some money on the fall. But in that economy that they're in, can they handle the pressure? See, now you see why England is coming. Could they handle the pressure? And now I want to look at some of the screens I didn't even look at earlier. So I'm going to get back, and that's all to this page. We're just going to take a glance. In the show. And maybe y'all might. Let's hear what the brothers are saying, though. That's one thing I like. We do have to hear what the Katir family may have to say, because I look at them as the individuals that's pretty much our future. But we got to look at the Europe market. That's what I forgot, too. So look at the Euro market. Everything is in red. Everything is in red. There you go.
Markets opening way down again this morning, Paula, even as European trade ministers are meeting over in Luxembourg. Now, this is an extraordinary meeting that's been called for by the Polish presidency.
This is
of the
crazy.
EU Council, and they're urgently looking at how to respond to the tariffs, even
Another
as they
score.
suggest that they intend to take their time, simply because at the
All I'm
market they
seeing is
believe that the pressure on the
Another,
American administration is going to come first
another
and foremost
score.
from the markets themselves.
whatever that
We've been hearing
means.
from the Polish trade minister, even as he
What you
went into
mean?
that meeting, saying,
Everybody was effing
speaking
us
to
over.
the $5 trillion that were lost on the U.S. stock market on Thursday and Friday, speaking also to these falls overnight in Asia and this difficult opening here in Europe. He believes that all of that pressure will have to be listened to by Washington. And it isn't just coming from Europeans, that message. We've been hearing from Elon Musk over the course of the weekend, speaking to a meeting of the Italian far right. This is what he had to say about tariffs.
I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe and North America, and also more freedom of people to move between Europe and North America, if they wish. If they wish to work in Europe or wish to work in America, they should be allowed to do so, in my view. So that has certainly been my advice to the president.
I feel like the tariffs is the best thing on this earth to put us in a better position as American, and our president is using it to strategize on our behalf to make our America more great.
Also, speaking of that, talking about strategizing on our behalf, I didn't know that global markets were affected by this. So now knowing that global markets are affected by this, it's going to push
Listen now.
other administrations into action. Like,
That's the
your
point.
market's hurting, our market's hurting. We're
Let's
all
get a deal, bro. Let's
getting
go
effed.
0-0.
Yeah, we're all getting effed. So until y'all get into action, y'all meet the challenge
fair.
at hand. We got to correct these markets. We got to get money back in our people's pockets, and that's gonna put that fire under their ass, and they're gonna answer, because at the end of the day,
Yeah, yeah.
they need us.
Well, Elon said
Excuse me.
0-0.
So look,
that makes
we're
sense.
gonna see what happens.
Like, it
'Cause
can't
they-
be 60-30.
What at least Europe?
60-60 or 0-0.
You heard what Trump
60,
said?
60.
You can't get no Hellcat in Europe. Imagine seeing somebody with a Hellcat in London.
Hey man,
So wait, that's not even then.
No, it's not even.
Yeah.
But
The
we're
China
just-
one wasn't, but since China did what they did, he raising it to 54.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting that a lot of people are like, oh no, but this just came into effect. We gotta let things play out. Things take time.
So ours with China wasn't even, and then their markets was going down.
You know,
Yeah, bro. They sell everything they got to us. What percent of their
they sell everything here. China.
So Vietnam is charging us 90% tariff. That's what it says on this board.
That's
if
right.
the left is
Yeah, and
So, you know,
guess what?
It's a smaller
Vietnam
country.
got rid of all of that. Ching.
oh yeah, they did.
Now it's
They were
even.
the first country to do it.
all
Man,
y'all,
remember-
so, you know, that's what I needed y'all to really, really see, because look, that's their future that we're messing with. If you're in my age group, yeah, it's part of my future and my rest back plan. And the other markets are being affected. So I wanted to make sure before I close the screen that you heard all four of the Katir brothers over there speak, and they're looking at it. What I don't like, what I've seen on a couple of screens, is when did we start taking the suggestions from people that don't even play the stock market or are really running for political office, talking about they know this is not going to happen overnight, whole manufacturing plants. Some of these manufacturing plants could happen overnight. I remember, I stay over here by the Carson everywhere, the Toyota factory plant and all of that stuff, not too far from the Gardena port. Oh, I'm up here pointing back like y'all know where I'm talking about. They still got some of their businesses on the other side, the Van Nuys side. But on the western side, all that's gone, and it's nothing but other buildings there, and it looked like it only took 2.5 years for all this big giant business parts. I mean, if you know how blocks are, long blocks, like if you know how Los Angeles is, it's like darn near from 190th all the way down to like Del Amo. That means you skip long block. So with that, I'd like to say thank y'all for like coming here, it's not like they don't still have offices here, banks here. And this is why we need to do these tariffs, because my community and other communities that have been here have not been able to open up anything to be manufacturably moving within this economy. And a lot of people like the ideas about removing taxes. So really what I see what the left is really doing is basically trying to keep us hostage and to pump fake us to get out there and march. And with that, I'd like to say, thank y'all for coming to the show, and I'll be back in a few